The working class has always played an important role in the Bhakti movement. This video will briefly explore the poetry of the Bhakti movement featuring poet-philosophers from across India and their use of work metaphors in poetry to connect with the masses.
People who are barbers, weavers, cobblers, agricultural workers, sex workers, small shopkeepers, housemaids, cowherds, shepherds. These are all classes of society which are the working classes. And to use modern terminology, we can think of Bhakti as a massive intellectual project of the working classes of India. Their poems talk about philosophical ideas but use the metaphors of their own trade. Their names have their trades attached to them. Cobblers, town criers, street performers, prostitutes, washermen, potters, all of them, new converts to the Sharana movement, had become spiritually awakened, politically conscious, and socially aware. As we find later on in the poetry of the Varkari saints of Maharashtra, as well as in Kabir and Ravidas, occupational metaphors are very common in all of this poetry. I'm going to start with a very unusual occupation indeed, burgling or robbery. So let's hear from Maritande, the burglar, who says,
ಕತ್ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನವನಿಕ್ಕಿದಡೆ ಎನಗೆ ಕತ್ತಿಯ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಕರ್ತುವಿಗೆ ಭಂಗ.
If I'm a thief at night, that would be a shame to the master who gave me the picklock. If I enter houses when people are forgetful, that would be a shame to my expertise.
ಅವರು ಮರೆದಿರ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆಯ ಹೊಕ್ಕೊಡೆ ಎನ್ನ ಚೋರತನದ ಅರಿಕೆಗೆ ಭಂಗ. ಮರೆದಿರ್ತವರ ಎಬ್ಬಿಸಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅವರೊಡವೆಯ ತೋರಿ.
I wake up the forgetful, show them their riches. Then bring out my own riches, O Father, Lord of Mara, the love God, foe of Mara. As you have probably figured out, the metaphor here of the picklock and the kind of occupation of burgling houses, that is what Maritande is using to talk about waking people up, communicating a certain idea that shows them who they really are. And he does that in a delightful way by saying, well, I'm no ordinary thief. I don't go in the night when people are sleeping and it's very easy to rob them. But the philosophy of Kayaka, which Shiv Prakash calls also the path of labor as a means of emancipation and liberation, that goes beyond just the use of occupational metaphors. And a poem that strikingly demonstrates how central the category of labor is for these people is this poem from Ayadaki Maraya, the rice gatherer, who says,
ಕಾಯಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರತನಾದಡೆ ಗುರುದರ್ಶನವಾದಡು ಮರೆಯಬೇಕು ಮರೆಯಬೇಕು ಮರೆಯಬೇಕು.
One who is engaged in work must even forget the Guru's sight.
ಲಿಂಗ ಪೂಜೆಯಾದಡು ಮರೆಯಬೇಕು ಮರೆಯಬೇಕು ಮರೆಯಬೇಕು.
Linga worship he must forget. Even if the Jangama stands in front, the obligation must be snapped.
ಜಂಗಮ ಮುಂದೆ ನಿಂದಿದ್ದಡು ಹಂಗು ಹರಿಯಬೇಕು. ಕಾಯಕವೇ ಕೈಲಾಸವಾದ ಕಾರಣ
since such work is as good as heaven, Amareshwara Linga himself must do it.
ತಾದಡು ಕಾಯಕದೊಳಗು.
You probably caught the phrase Kayakave Kailasa right there. And in the translation was portrayed as such work is as good as heaven, but you can also translate it as work is worship. Or if none of these work for you, then just note the juxtaposition of these two important words, Kayaka, manual labor, and Kailasa, with all its significance in Hindu thought. Now, almost 15 years ago, when I was doing my PhD on the weavers of Banaras, the figure that kept being mentioned, of course, was Kabir. So Banaras, many of you may be aware, has an old weaving industry. It's mentioned even in centuries-old texts that there was such an industry. And of course, Kabir's existence also tells us that it was present in his time. It's a part of the Julaha identity. The Julaha is the word, the old Hindi word for weaver, although these days you won't hear it used so much. These days, bunkar is more the preferred terminology. But the bunkars of Banaras see themselves as the same community as Kabir. So when you talk to them about anything about the history of the industry and so on, he comes in as the most famous weaver, if you will, from the city. Perhaps one of his most famous poems, Chadariya Jhini Re Jhini. What I want to do is draw your attention to the metaphors that are really doing the work in this poem and how they connect so closely to Kabir's identity as a weaver. First of all, notice that the body itself is given the metaphor of the chadar, of the fabric. So right off the bat, he's saying that this body of mine, it is like a chadar that has been woven fine and imbued with the essence of the Ram Nam. Each stanza, he keeps coming back to the weaving metaphor. अष्ट कमल का चरखा चाले, पांच तत्व की पूनी. So here he is nicely building a relationship between these 5 elements and the 8 chakras and so on, which are these technical terminology that he has inherited from various spiritual traditions, and then he's marrying them to charkha and the tana bana, if you will, right? The warp and the weft of weaving itself. Then he says, "Nau das mas bunan ko lage." So it takes 9 or 10 months to weave this chadar. What is this chadar? It is the body that takes 9 months to make. He goes further with the metaphor. He says, जब मोरी चादर बन घर आई रंगरेज को दीनी. When the fabric was woven and brought in, it was given to the dyer, the cloth dyer or the rangrez. ऐसा रंग रंगा रंगरे ने लालो लाल कर दीनी. ऐसा रंग रंगा रंगरे ने लालो लाल कर दीनी. The dyer dyed it fully in the color red, and the color red has many again symbolic meanings here, and it goes back to the Ramras, which is imbued in the chadar, right? And you get the idea. You can look at it for yourself and you'll see how far he's taking this metaphor. He's talking about how people don't treat this chadar well, how they make it dirty, which is again a metaphor for deeds that we should not be doing, and so on.
मातीचा चिखल बोलतो विठ्ठल पांडुरंग बोलतो विठ्ठल पांडुरंग.
This song clip that you just heard, this is by Lok Shahir Vitthal Umap, And here the singer evokes the labor of each Varkari saint, Gora, Namdev, Narhari and so on. And in each case, the product of their labor calls out the name of Vitthal or Panduranga. That was what you were hearing. Labor is central to this tradition, perhaps even more so than what we have seen earlier in the case of Kabir and Raidas and the Vachanakaras. Not only are the poets largely from laboring classes, not only do they invoke metaphors from their work in their poetry, but even Vitthal himself appears frequently as a co-worker, as a participant. He helps Chokha Mela with agricultural work, he helps Janabai with housework, he helps Gora with pottery, and so on. A personal favorite of mine of an abhanga that fuses labor objects of ordinary labor with theological or spiritual themes is from Sena, who was the royal barber for the king of Bandhavgarh in today's MP. Let's listen to this song first and then we can talk about it.
आम्ही वारीक वारीक करू हजामत बारीक आम्ही वारीक.
Note what Sena is saying. Amhi Varika, we are the people who do the wari and we are also the barbers. It's a play on words. Karu Hajamat Barika. We cut hair fine.
वारीक वारीक करू हजामत बारीक. विवेक दर्पण आयना दावो विवेक दर्पण आयना दावो वैराग्य चिमटा हालवो.
Vivek Darpan Aina Dau. The mirror, the barber has a mirror. That is the mirror of Vivek, okay, of consciousness, of Chetana. Vairagya Chimta Halo. There's tongs that the barber has. That is the tongs of Vairagya, of renunciation.
उदक शांती डोई घोळू उदक शांती डोई घोळू अहंकाराची शेंडी पिळू.
Udak Shanti Doi Gholu. We'll put the oil of peace on your head, give you Shanti. Ahankarachi Shendi Piru. The Shendi is this tuft of hair that people used to keep back in the day. Right? So this Shendi of Ahankar, of pride, we are going to squeeze it. We are going to squeeze pride out of you.
झाडू भावार्थाच्या बगला झाडू काम क्रोध नखे काढू. आम्ही वारी
Bhavartacha Bagla Zhadu. We'll brush the sides. When the barber is done, he brushes your sides. And those are the sides of Bhavartha. So, Kam, Krodh, Nakhe, Kod. I mean, he just goes on. The nails of Kam and Krodh, of desire and anger, we're going to cut those nails. Right? So, in each case, Bhavartha, Kam, Krodh, Ahankar, these are all large themes, right? Big words that have a lot of history behind them. People have said many things about them. He is marrying them seamlessly to things like oil and tongs and so on, and mirrors and his trade craft tools.
चौवर्णा देऊनी हात.
And then in the last line, he delivers sort of a nice punch that all four varnas bow before us.
सेना राहिला निवांत.
Chauvarna Deuni Hat Sena Rahila Nivanta. Sena is resting after helping out all the four varnas who are here to cut their hair.
These poems you just heard have been extracted from the show Bhakti Republic with Professor Amit Basoli, where we attempt to understand the roots of our constitutional values. Listen to the full episodes on Radio Azim Premji University's YouTube channel. Stay curious.